Welcome to Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Poonam Kumar. Today we'll be talking about the process of historic preservation in the city with Michaela Oktay. And the subject of our History Minute is the city's first historic district, South Temple. Let's start off with the latest happenings in the city. This summer, while school is out, students are reminded to eat healthy. To help encourage students to eat a nutritious meal, the Salt Lake City Public Library is hosting free lunches from the Salt Lake City School District. Any students under the age of 18 can receive a free lunch every weekday through August 15th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Urban Room at the main library. Lunches are available for parents that accompany their children for just $3. For more information, call 801-524-8200. Discussion is open to determine the future of the city's 8 golf courses. As of this moment, they're not performing well enough financially to continue running as is. The council and the mayor's office are working together to determine what the city is able to do to fix the problem. Although no decisions have been made regarding the closure of courses, many options are being explored. As of now, it's likely that all the courses except the Jordan Par 3 will stay open in the year ahead. As they search for a solution, the council plans more public discussions on the available options, and the city welcomes any comments or ideas in person or through open City Hall. July 18th saw the groundbreaking that kicks off construction of the brand new terminal redevelopment at the Salt Lake City International Airport. This $1.8 billion project hopes to streamline airport operations, make the airport more sustainable, and create an even better experience for users of the airport. Now it's time to set our sights on the historic preservation of our city. For many residents who live in historic preservation districts or residents who hope to soon, the process of making repairs or additions to your home might seem daunting. But we're going to talk to the Salt Lake City Planning Manager, Michaela Oktay, about the process. Michaela, thanks for letting us interview you today. We're here at the historic Salt Lake City and County building, and I want to learn a little bit more about historic preservation. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm a planning manager, and I have the pleasure to oversee the historic preservation program.
If I lived in a historic neighborhood district, where would I go for more information?
Well, you're welcome to visit our website. We have a plethora of information there. What it means to be in a historic district, our design guidelines, how to start a project, or you're welcome to come to the City and County building, room 215, and visit our planning counter during business hours.
If I wanted to make any changes to my historic home, or any sort of updates, so I want to make sure that, if I'm making any sort of changes, that I'm, following the appropriate guidelines. Is there someone to sort of navigate me through that?
Absolutely. If you have questions about the design guidelines or about the project that you want to submit to us, you're welcome to come to our planning counter and consult with one of our planners. We'd also be happy to set up a meeting with you and discuss what you're thinking and really help you understand how to get your project to a yes.
How hard is it to get an approval?
Well, generally 90% of our applications are approved administratively. 50% of those are generally approved on the spot at our planning counter at the City and County building. The other 50% might require a little more review, and they get sent up to the planning division, reviewed by a planner, and are generally approved within 5 to 7 business days.
Okay, so that's not too long of a process. Michaela, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
And now it's time for our History Minute.
Since Salt Lake City was first founded, South Temple has been one of the most important residential streets in the city. Brigham Young remarked that it would be the fine residence street of the city, and he wasn't wrong. Through the rest of the 1800s, it became synonymous with the wealthy movers and shakers of Salt Lake City, transforming from a frontier thoroughfare into a stately boulevard, home to a park-like atmosphere and the most prestigious homes in the city. Anyone of wealth and means during this era constructed a mansion on South Temple, from Brigham Young and other church presidents to the most successful business leaders in Salt Lake. It wasn't until the effects of the Great Depression hit Utah that things began to see a decline. From the 1930s to the 1960s, Salt Lake City saw the demolition of the majority of South Temple's grand mansions. The loss of these buildings is what spurred the community's desire to create Salt Lake's first historic preservation district in 1975. Thanks to the work of those Salt Lakers, the preservation of the historic buildings left on the street is all but guaranteed. Today, the street is home to many landmarks, including the Cathedral of the Madeleine, the Masonic Temple, and the governor's mansion, among many others.
That's it for this edition of Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. Be sure to tune in next time to keep up to date on what's happening in the city. For Salt Lake City TV, I'm Poonam Kumar.